Okay. Hello.
Hey, how you
Hello.
doing?
Feeling good today. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. It's a beautiful day out. I can't
Very
really
much.
complain.
Truly. Okay. So, before we let the world know who you are, who I am, let's just start in gratitude. Is there three things that you are grateful for? And if so, what are
Number one, I would say I'm grateful for just fresh air.
they?
Two, like just an able body,
Hmm.
to just use on a daily basis, like, to appreciate things, being outdoors and things like that, experience that. And then three, I would just say, I'm grateful for friends, like having good friends and people that support me,
Yeah.
keep me going, things like that.
Okay. Yes, I'd say I am grateful for God. Always. I am grateful for fresh air and water and life and family and
Definitely
friends.
love that.
Yeah,
Love
truly
that.
so grateful. We're out here in LA, but before we even get to that, I'm sitting next to a great artist, a great person, on the inside and out. So let them know who you are.
Hi, my name is Justin. I said that like I'm in a classroom type shit, but my artist name is 9Letters. It's the number 9, and then the word letters. Man, check me out. I'm on all platforms. I'm from Oakland. Down here in LA right now. I'm just working on some music, getting some things right for a tape I'm about to drop.
That's what's up.
I had to get on the podcast. Yeah,
Had to get on the Appealing Healing podcast. So thank
definitely,
you for your time.
definitely.
Busy person, thank you for taking the
No
time.
problem. Thank you for
Thank you for
having
the
me.
moment. Of course. So yes, welcome to the Appealing Healing podcast. My name is Soraya. Y'all got 9 letters to the right of me, Justin. And yeah, we're about to just get started. So you felt like the right person to talk about the things we're about to talk about.
For sure,
Just
thank
from
you.
things I see, like you posting, or just things you tweet, or just knowing you and growing up with you, and your spirit definitely shines. So
Thank you. Appreciate
continue to
that.
shine your light, man.
Yeah, I'm
So yes. Oh, what were you about to
happy
say?
to be here. No, I'm
Thank
just
you.
happy to be here.
No, same. This is a good day, truly. So yeah, as far as like positivity, you plant so many positive seeds. I continue to see you just on Instagram, or even not even just that, but in different spaces, shining your light, spreading positivity, spreading positive words. Have you always been that person, or has like something happened in your life where you like turned over a leaf and started shifting your focus to just planting those positive seeds?
I would definitely say, I would say more so like multiple events in my life have kind of like sparked that switch. I would say like since I was young, I always been like more of a positive, like goofy,
Yeah, yeah,
happy person, laughing and things like that.
truly.
And just going through some things in life, losing people, and dealing with mental health issues like anxiety, things like that, battling depression. I feel like it kind of took away from me like who I was, like my identity, and I kind of had to find that again. And I feel like when I was kind of in that state, I was more negative, and like misery loves company. So it's like
Truly.
when you're thinking negative, and it kind of attracts that stuff,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
that's kind of, I don't know, the stuff you're focused on. But it's like I've been just working on pulling myself out of that, because it's like it's always going to be something negative, or something to be down about. So it's like if you're just going to focus on that and let that bring you down, you know
That
what I mean,
grows.
like you know what I mean, it's pointless. It's going to always end end bad for you. Like it's not
Yeah.
going to, you're not going to be on the right path for yourself, and you're going to lose motivation to do stuff. Lost my appetite, like things like that. But there's a lot of good things to live for, and that anything you want to accomplish, you can get there. Like, and it's a lot of stuff that we go through in life where we feel like we might not have the confidence to do certain things, but you got to try, because the time is going to pass one way or another.
Truly.
So it's like it's better to, it's something always to be down about. So why not just pick to be positive and look at the good things going on, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I've been working on, and just trying to promote that, and you know, like use my music and platform to spread positivity to others, you know, because I feel like that's the best feeling.
And you feel it in your music.
Yeah,
you feel it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best feeling, or the best thing you can do for somebody is put a smile on their face. So, you know.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's like a superpower to even know that, or even do that and live that, because you do. So thank you. Very well said. Thank you for that. For real. I like that you said if things are negative and you focus on that, then it's growing, because that's true. Like, it's all about perspective. Everything is a choice, and as long as you have breath, you have options. So if we choose to focus, that's the one. If you choose to focus on the negatives, then you're only attracting those negative experiences. If you choose, just so we started with gratitude, just focusing on the good, then God blesses us with so much more. And just anything is like a domino effect. Like, it's all, or even just like a boomerang. What you put out comes right back to you. So being mindful of that. I'm glad you touched on that. You know, just going with the flow, man.
Definitely.
And speaking of that, just like flowing, truly, how have you like cultivated that, or realized that life is just about flowing and going with the flow, rather than going in anything with expectations? Just like, you know, flowing.
I think like just dealing with experiences, trying to force things too much, or just trying to put too much emphasis on certain things, like and music has really helped me with that in a ways that I'd never expected it to, because like, going on top of that, like, people are going, it's really showed me that, you know, people are going to support you, or, you know, tap in with whatever you're doing, you know what I mean, like on their own time type of thing. But
that's true.
But it showed me that they're going to do it, you know, whether I'm putting it in their face or not. Like, you know what I mean? It's been a lot of times when it would just be a random day and somebody posted my song or something and tagged me. And, you know, and that gives me the best feeling. But it's like, and it'll be a day like I didn't promote or post any of my music. And, you know, that just showed me, like, you know, people are going to,
the support's
I don't know how to really say it. No, like definitely. And, like, you know, they're going to, and you don't have to, you know, force it, or exactly, and things like that, and just and like you said, just let things flow, and just be the best you that you can be, because the other stuff is going to come. So, you know what I mean? I feel like as long as, you know, if you have a goal in mind and you're working towards how to reach that in the best way for yourself, you know what I mean, the accolades, attention, whatever you know, whatever else you like is going to come as well.
That's true.
You know, if you perfect the craft or whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, I like that you said, what did you say? You said, it's like it was just in my brain and then
it's okay. It happens.
But literally, that's flowing. Even just like that's what it was. The creative process. Like, even any creative has probably experienced this. Promoting your work, promoting your art, even just like posting a song. You want to get that out there. You want the world to know about it. But it's like at a certain point, even me, like with the juicing or Appealinghealing, or even just like braiding, you know, you want the support. You want more people to follow you. You want your platform to build. But I had to get to a point where I was like, okay, make time for stillness too. Make time for just like getting off of social media and working towards your craft, because you can spend all your time trying to promote, but you're not spending enough time creating, or even just like not spending enough time checking in with yourself first. Like, all right, it's gonna, you know, just in the passenger seat instead of trying to drive the wheel and figure it all out. Just flowing, and it'll grow in its own time. And you're doing amazing, for real.
Thank you.
I think I played Super Rich yesterday. That's the theme song, so that's the one, man. And all of your songs, like, you feel the intention that you put into it, for real.
You.
So
I really
that's
appreciate
amazing.
that, because that's what I'm going for, definitely.
That's amazing.
That means a lot to you.
You feel it, so continue to do that, man. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so my favorite quote is not the favorite quote, but something that I feel like we talked about this on Twitter, but it was attachment is the root of all suffering. And then we were talking about, I always see you like retweeting or something, doing things with no expectations, just in life. Like, what is that? Like, is that an agreement you've created with yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I would say, well, with the quarantine especially, like, just not going out as much, I've just focused a lot of my time on just becoming like a better person, doing things with good intentions and things like that, and working on myself. And part of that was, and kind of along with music or just in general, like on social media, for instance, like just showing love to others, like with no expectations. Because like I'll see a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I see some people sometimes like complaining about the support they're getting and stuff like that. Or people will say like they support people and they're not getting the same support in return. But I feel like, you know, I mean, I definitely feel that for one, but you gotta, when you're supporting someone else, you gotta just do it
from a good place in
just
your heart,
genuinely,
not
you know what I mean, just being genuine with it. And you know, just support them just cause, you know, not expect anything in return. And you know, I always feel like, you know, you're showing genuine love, it's going to come back in return in one way or another. So that's just something that's just an example, but I've tried to just use that in just all aspects of life and just do stuff with no expectations. And it really makes me feel better, honestly, at the end of the day, like when I'm just doing stuff just cause, or, you know, whatnot, just trying to do stuff with good intentions and working on that. You know, it just definitely feels better. And, you know, when I get love in return, you know, I just appreciate it as much as I can, because, you know what I mean, that's the other part about not having expectations. Like, when you get the love and stuff like that, it feels that much better, you know what I mean? And on the reverse side, you know, it's easier said than done, first off, but on the reverse side, it's like, you don't want to let, if you're not getting the support you want, to let that get you too down, you know what I mean?
Truly. It's like a parasite in the brain.
It's like both sides, you know, you don't want to let the support, you know, bring you too high or too low, but
or lack of it bringing you too low.
Yeah, and really just working on my confidence, really, at the same time doing all that, because, you know, that's key, and people can read that. You got to be confident in whatever you're doing, but I'm blessed, you know what I mean, just kind of being a naturally confident person. I think people can read that, but you know, everybody's not like that. And you know, I think I've gotten a good start in terms of support, like with music, but you know, that it doesn't happen, you know, the same way for everyone. So you know what I mean, I definitely feel if you're not as confident, but you know, as long as you're acknowledging where you need to grow and stuff like that, you're always on the right path, I feel like.
That's a word, truly. That's amazing, and thank you for sharing that. For real, you're dropping gems. Yes, that's amazing. So I feel like I have a good question. When did you know, or when was the moment that you realized, like, okay, this is what's in me, I want to keep doing this, I want to make music, I want to create art, I want to write, I want to do this? When did that like spark within you, that inner knowing where it's like, okay, I can see myself doing this, or any of that?
Okay, that's a great question. I would say really, I've only been doing like music, like seriously, like focusing on it for like just a little bit over a year now. But I would say really in like 2017, because I remember me and my boy Lige had got in the studio with Rick LaFleur. Check him out on all platforms. But my boy R-Dub, I don't know what we were doing. We just wanted to record some stuff, and we knew he had a studio and stuff like that. And so when I got in there, he had like the auto-tune on for us and stuff. You know, we were just like, you know, fucking around. And I got in the headphones and I heard myself and I was like, damn, this sound good. You know what I mean? I felt like, and we made some cool songs, you know what I mean? And people liked them. So I didn't take it serious because, you know, I was playing football and I didn't want to like cuss in my songs. And like, cause I always thought if I wanted to do music, I want to go all out, you know what I mean? Show my full personality. And I felt like I couldn't do that with football. And I love football, so, you know, at the time I just didn't take it serious. But I would say that's when it originally sparked. And then basically, when I was about to try to make a comeback in football at Laney College, then COVID had struck. So then after that, it wasn't really nothing to do. And I don't know, I just got back in the studio with Rick, like, you know, like might as well make some music, and got good feedback. And you know, and really that good feedback, like, you know, that really helps my confidence and things like that. Right. So it's like I would say a mixture of things that really make me feel good, you know, like, cause I've always wanted to perform. And, you know, felt like that was some kind of natural and entertaining people. But, you know, when it's different when you really are like taking it seriously and dropping it and you get that feedback. It makes, you know what I mean? It gives
like,
me, it gives me that much more confidence.
That's amazing. And you will continue to, the more that you continue to plant these seeds. How was that feeling when you made your first song? Like, what did that feel like within you?
The first song I made seriously was with I recorded at Rick's house.
Okay.
And it's called Find a Way.
Okay. Yes.
And I
played
had
that.
yeah, and
today.
I had like posted when I was about to drop it. I like posted a video of me dancing to it like in the studio, and you know, it's getting good feedback. You know, I mean, nothing crazy, but you know, good enough feedback because I didn't really know what to expect or really expect anything like that. So you know, all the feedback felt good in my eyes, and you know, I dropped it on like SoundCloud at first, and I got it on all platforms. But you know, it was just it was a fun experience because. But I also say this, like that was one of the last times like I kind of made music and not kind of felt a little pressure on it, even though I shouldn't. But that was more so like whatever, like I'm just doing this just cause. And then some people heard that and they were like, "No, you should take this serious." So it's kind of I love the support and I appreciate it, and it kind of just puts a little bit of pressure on me. You know what I mean? Like and I'm working on that, but now it's kind of like people kind of expect something good, so it's it's different from just fucking around. But
as far as
I like it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I was gonna say that pressure. Where do you think that like stems from? The need to like not want to disappoint your listeners, or is that like a seed that you could possibly be planting in your brain because you do good regardless?
I think it could be a mixture of a few things. I think it definitely could be a seed.
Like everyone feels that too.
Yeah,
just in anything.
For sure.
So, okay.
I would say just battling. I have an anxiety disorder, so just battling with that for like the past like 4 or 5 years. Really, anxiety is just like makes you feel like it's something you're not doing or something you're forgetting or or something you could do better. Kind of second guess things like that. And I guess that kind of goes into it, and it's kind of weird because I feel like I'm kind of used to being the underdog, so now it's kind of weird. I feel like people expecting something good from me, so it's kind of just a different sense of like pressure, you know what I mean? But in a good way. But definitely something I'm feeling. I definitely think it could be something I'm planning in my brain, because part of my music, I wanna I wanna spread good vibes. I wanna make people dance or feel a type of way. Things like that, and be able to relate to it. And so I don't wanna I wanted to do those things, so if it's not, you know what I mean, that's kind of I feel like that's kind of disappointing. Like it's not
you have
that
the vision, you just execute
right
it the way you see it.
Exactly it's like it's not that. And I definitely want good feedback, but it's not as if I need approval, but it's just like I want that. I want you to have right. I want you to have good vibes. That's part of. I feel like that's part of what I'm doing as an artist. I want you to have good vibes, so I have to read into the feedback and whatnot. But just take it with a grain of salt, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? Not get too high or too low, but just read into it somewhat.
Yeah. And for our listeners who may be battling anything or just feeling different things that they don't have someone outlet to, or even just ways to cope with things they're feeling, what are some like helpful tools you've been using to just like heal yourself, or even just like, I mean, I see it as
that's
like
a good question.
the alley and parasite in my brain. So I read, I think it was The Mastery of Self by Don Miguel Ruiz. I just gave it to my cousin for her birthday. But he talks about the alley, which is like your positive self-talk.
Yeah.
That's the positive seeds you're planting, where you're like, oh, Jew, this sounds good. I'm about to drop this shit right now. Boom, they about to love this. And then you get that feedback. And the parasite, that's like the, the part of that person in your voice that's like, all right, nah, this ain't it. Or like, don't drop it yet. They're not gonna feel this. Or just anything, I think of it as that. And once I got that, when I was conscious of that, and I was like, oh wow, okay, wait, this is the positive and this is the negative self-talk, I started shifting my own language of myself too. And that has really changed a lot, because language is important. Words, thoughts, all of that, we manifest everything by just thought. Like, I thought about this before it even happened. So yeah, I don't know where I was stemming from when I first started what I was just talking about. But
no, you were saying like, what are some good things to like
ways you're just like
to cope or battle with that? No,
or even just like helping yourself,
yeah,
or
no,
things that you tell yourself, or just like anything
that's really a
that you're
great
doing to
question.
help you.
I feel like number one of the most important things I've learned, with just trying to become a better person and dealing with your mental health, is self-awareness is very important.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? You have to know what's going on with you.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing that you like, what you're doing that you don't like, and be able to accept that. And you know, and change it or work on it for the better.
Yeah.
And some things I would recommend are just paying attention to your body more. Like I've often find myself asking, like, you know, how am I feeling? Like what's my body feeling like throughout the day? Things like that.
I love that.
And the more I've thought about it, and first off, along with that, maybe even just getting some like professional help, whether from a therapist if you can, because I know some therapists, it is expensive, or psychiatrists, because I've been to a few, and they've helped me like really get an idea of how my brain works and just paying attention to how I feel. So once I start doing that, I realize that there's a lot that I need to work on. And then from there, it's just like addressing it and learning how to grow from that, and
that awareness,
and work on that. So like some things I've learned that's good for me are music is relaxing, and like outdoors or scenery are relaxing. So like I try to go on a hike or a little walk every day, like maybe on a little trail, or like I live by one, luckily, so maybe by a trail or something, with some music playing, things like that. And then like she said before we even started this interview, about meditation, because she was like, do you meditate? And I'm like, I try to once a day. I don't every day, but it helps me, like, and say my positive affirmations. Like it helps me to like stretch or like walk before I meditate to like relax me. And she was like, well, that's meditating in itself. Like because anything you're doing where you're in a meditative state, you know, it's meditating. So that walk, you know, in itself is a way of meditation. You know, the process of making music, and you know, it was complicated getting started at first, and a lot of frustrating parts, but like when I get going, or when I'm with the engineer or somebody that can help me, the process of making music is healing. So I'm blessed. You know, that's something that I found.
I love that. An outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
Creative outlet.
Exactly. You know, you need a creative outlet, you know, in some way, shape, or form. I really feel like it's good to get your emotions out, whether they're happy or sad, because you know, you have to know. Well, it's good to find out what's going on in your body, and if there's anything that you need to address with yourself. Because, you know, I think a lot of people kind of, you know, may run from their problems or certain things because they don't want to see where they were wrong in that situation, or if they accept it, they'll see where they were wrong in other situations. And I feel like our society does the same thing in a lot of ways too. So it's just like, exactly, it's just like, you know, I mean, just for racism, things like that, like they hide certain things so you don't see how much it really had an impact. So, you know, like I said, self-awareness is super important. The more I've become self-aware, I've realized I have a lot I need to work on, but it gives me some comfort in knowing that, you know, that I'm in the process of working on it. And I actually know what's going on, so I can, you know, take steps to battle that, and practice. You just take practice, you know. If you don't like, you know, one of my things was, I didn't like, sometimes I would be in the right in a situation, but I'll handle it wrong and still have to end up apologizing, you know, say something wrong or not handle my temper correctly. So that's one of the things I've been working on, like, you know, just even if I'm getting mad or worked up or frustrated, you know, still, you know, be careful of what I say, think about it, you know what I mean, and not letting that get the best of me, you know, and just things like that. And I feel like, you know, the more we just can work on ourselves and we can just say I'm wrong, like, you know, it will help in a lot of ways.
Yes, like honesty will help you erase half of your problems, because living that lie hurts you so much more than whatever you're trying to portray. So even just being honest with yourself, like, okay, what am I dealing with? What am I feeling? Okay, this is not the time to go out. This is time to check in with yourself. This is time to say no. This is time for boundaries. That awareness, honesty and awareness go hand in hand. You spoke on awareness. amazingly. Like I even took notes, like even just knowing, like, is there anything you need to address within yourself? Like when you spot that awareness helps you find the solutions.
Exactly.
Like you can't find the solution until you're aware of it.
Exactly.
So whatever you're feeling, check in. Do you journal?
I do not journal.
Okay.
I struggle with
writing
and like reading, like just staying focused on it, really.
Yeah.
And you know, that's something I want to work on, definitely, but no, I don't do that. I write it in my notes on my phone.
Okay. That's
sometimes
journaling
things like
still.
that. But you know, not really too consistently and things like that.
I mean, I feel like I've had this convo with many people just about journaling. I do journal, I do write in my notes, and I podcast. Like podcasting with myself helps me like release. And we were talking, you just spoke about this too, just releasing. So when you make your music, that's a form of releasing.
Definitely.
Crying is a form of releasing. When we poop, we're releasing. Like when we sneeze, we release. When we take our deep breaths and we're mindful, just taking a deep breath, you're releasing anything that you're feeling. And I love that you spoke about like your affirmations and your mantras that you do while you're walking or while you're meditating, or walking is meditation, or just like being in a meditative state, whatever you're doing, whether that's like checking your energy and getting it right before you even hop in the stew, whether that's like a shower, a long shower with some aromatherapy. Get that Dr. Bronner's peppermint oil. Y'all need to sponsor me. But literally just anything that helps you. Mindfulness. It's all mindfulness and intention. I'm starting to realize that. And you seem like a very mindful person, just based off of the things you've said, your introspection with yourself. And yeah, that's amazing. I love that you touched on that. And even just like answering the question too, I feel like we go through so much. We go through so much, and we're all so young trying to figure this out. But instead of trying to figure it out, just flow. Just let things be. Just walk. Go outside. Take a deep breath, man. Everything is everything. Everything is working out for you. And the more you reassure yourself that, it's just gonna start happening. So once I let go of like the need to control every area in my life and just let go of the things I could not control, that made room for space for the things that I could. And that shifted my perspective on just like, okay, I'll move forward with that.
You're speaking facts. No, that's so important, because you know, telling you what you tell yourself, and you said it earlier, it's so important, because I've really worked on that. Like it was a lot of times like you know, when I would do something I didn't like and be like, damn, I'm so dumb, or you know, I hate myself, like things like that. Like you know, your body feeds off that. And like she said, when you're telling yourself that you can do stuff, it makes room for the right things. And it's weird, and it's really weird how life works, because it's like the more it might be like the less you start worrying about something, you know, the more it comes though. You know, it's kind of the reverse effect. So it's like you really got to just let it flow. And the more you reassure yourself and become more confident, that's when you'll want to take action on stuff, and really go ahead and do it, instead of, you know, kind of dwelling and, you know, thinking what could go wrong, or other people's opinions. You know, it's really easier said than done, because
that's so true.
Especially with social media, it's so easy to say an opinion or just be negative. And I feel like, you know, it's a lot easier to be negative or just go with the crowd. And you know, so it's hard. You know, some people don't want to always stand out if they know what they're going to do is going to make them stand out, or you know, look different. You know, it's easier said than done, but you know, you got to believe in yourself, and you know that you got to believe in yourself before anyone else believes in you, and that, you know, that'll spark it in others, you know, because people can read that, and that's how you'll get, you know, the best outcome and your best product.
Yes, that's so true. Believing in yourself is huge. Literally, that is a superpower. If you believe in yourself, nothing else can stop you. It's that simple. And the relationship you have with yourself, affects the rest of the relationships you have in your life. And then also, just the relationship you have with yourself is important. Like, you're your best investment. You're your greatest investment.
Definitely.
You go to sleep with you. You wake up with you. You're walking with you. This is you versus you always. So just staying in your lane. There's no traffic in your lane, man. And I love that you spoke on and even touched on just like believing in yourself and the things you tell yourself, because your words and thoughts are so powerful. Literally,
so powerful.
You can, and I'm so big on just like positive self-talk, and just like, even if something sounds crazy, I'm just like, oh yeah, and by this age I'm gonna knock this out, and this and that, just putting it out in the atmosphere and just like giving the energy to it, because you never know.
Things into existence.
Speak it. You never know what you can manifest.
And it's like, if you're not, at the end of the day, if you're not believing in it or believing in yourself or what you're doing,
who's gonna do
you know,
it for you?
And it's pointless in doing it. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
you gotta believe in it, you know, before it goes anywhere. And you know what I said?
True.
And like I said, that will just, you know, bring a better outcome, you know, the better product out of it. But it's all about reassuring yourself and, you know, being aware. Like, if you have trouble with that, or you're lacking in confidence, or, you know, you're lacking in other areas, you know, that are keeping you from succeeding, you know, you got to be able to address those, accept, you know, the things you've done wrong, or where you've made mistakes in the past,
and move forward.
Exactly. And, you know, and be able to grow from that and learn from that, you know, and attack it. Don't let fear or anxiety or others' opinions kind of keep you in one place, because the time is going to pass either way. So, you know what I mean? You gotta keep moving and keep trying, and you know, the right things will find you, and believe that.
That's so true. Like, you're literally preaching, and these are amazing tools and agreements to have within yourself, just things to reassure yourself. That reassurance is everything. So thank you for even touching on that. Yes, so much divinity within your words. I love that.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Right back at you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Let's talk about health. Let's switch the...
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're going to switch gears. We've spoken about words. We've spoken about positivity, cultivating positivity. Let's speak about health. And we've spoke on mental health. We spoke on some coping tools for anything you're dealing with. Let's talk about the physical more. You grew up pretty athletic from what I remember. Did you play any sports that like...
I played football all the way up into the junior college level. And then I ran track in high school. And I played baseball and basketball up till like... Well, I played baseball up until like 7th grade, and basketball...
Hello.
Hi. I played basketball up until like 8th grade. But yeah, I even played soccer up until I think like 6th, 7th grade.
Play soccer.
But yeah, I was mainly focused on football. But yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Do you continue to stay active as you grow older?
Since I've stopped playing, I'm not gonna lie, I've been one of the least active people probably on earth. Like, but you know, I'm working on it though. Like, that's one of the things I need to address. For one, I noticed I just started, I mean, honestly, with the quarantine, I just kind of fell into kind of another depression with that, honestly, just kind of getting accustomed to just sitting in the house, honestly. So I just been working on that, just getting out.
Trying to break back.
Yeah, and just kind of building it back up, so then I can just have more energy to do things. You know, and I've been trying to get in the gym a little bit lately. And you know, my walks and hikes and things like that help me. So you know what I mean? I might not just want to go to the field or the track to work out, but you know, kind of
moving your body.
Yeah, kind of trick myself, honestly. Like you know, I can take a long hike. You know, going uphill or whatnot. You know, if I got some music and things like that, nice scenery. So that's one of the ways, you know, I can get around that. So just, you know, finding ways that, you know, I can do it and just stay active. I've just been working on it, but you know, I got a lot of work to do with that, honestly.
And just by everything you just said, that's the awareness for something you want to change in your life. So now that you said that, move forward and act on it every single day. Even you didn't realize you're stretching before you got your fries. I'm like, okay, you're moving your body. Just doing anything.
I'm trying, man.
Even
I'm
just
trying,
like the daily walks. You're moving your body. Check in with your body. And I like that you said the phrase tricking yourself, because even like me, I try. It's easier said than done.
Definitely.
Honestly, life is good. I don't put any pressure on myself, but I do try to trick myself. I used to have a really great routine of just like, as soon as you wake up, fuck the phone. Like, don't even touch the phone.
Okay, I need to work on that.
Bed.
I'm horrible
That's
with
number one, making your bed.
Okay.
You're already starting with just like decluttering your space.
Right.
And then, you know, regular morning routine, rising routine, just setting yourself up for just like getting ready for the day, all intentional. And then I used to literally throw on a hoodie, something to trick myself
Mm-hmm.
because it was cold
Mm-hmm.
back when I was actually being real active.
Yeah.
And just wake up, first thing you do, just go run. Just go. And after you already put on the shoes, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Man, getting
and
up
then you
is
do
the
it.
hard part.
That's the hardest part. Starting is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier said than done. Oh yeah, I'm about to run 3 miles this week.
Right.
And then the day coming, you like, nah, I'm gonna go get a smoothie.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Like,
yeah,
you know,
I gotta go braid hair.
Yeah,
and
right.
that's me right now, trying to make more time. So whenever
be
I
like
can,
that.
I'll just stretch, or I'll do cartwheels at the beach today, or just like yoga today. If you're ever in LA, there's an event called there's an organization called Walk Good LA. I'll put down the link. But today at Santa Monica Beach, they had yoga, meditation. It was beautiful for an hour, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And you just bring a yoga mat and a towel. I highly recommend both because I only had a towel and there was a bunch of sand on it. But that's an amazing thing. There are 3 people that run it.
I counted today,
and the queen, it's okay. Literally, I'm telling you, this is only day 1 of 1, and there's 1,000 more day 1 of 1. So one of those days, if you're ever in LA, check that out. But I'll tag the Instagram. It's an amazing event. It's just 1 hour of stretching your body. There's a lady, I think her name is Queen Marley. I might be getting it mistaken. If not, love you, sis. But yeah, she basically has a microphone and she guides you through it all. I love to do something like that in Oakland or just like in the Bay, because
you gotta get it organized.
Literally, and I love to see it with so many people. I feel like I might have been the youngest person there, but it was so many people older than us just outside. Like, it was an older man in front of me. Man was hitting his stretch, his warrior, his child's pose, everything. I'm like, I love to see this. Us moving.
No joke.
Us
like
moving,
that.
staying active.
I've only gone to like real yoga like a couple times, but
yeah,
that shit was hard. Like, I was
real
struggling.
and just like breathing. Like,
no,
sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but along the lines of health, I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
For someone, maybe trying to build their appetite back, and I'm just speaking for myself here.
Yeah.
You know, and I do smoke, so that's something that, you know, fucks with my appetite.
Okay.
So as someone trying to build their appetite back, and I'm kind of in a weird situation, because one thing I did stop doing. So I like about a year ago, I said I wanted to start, you know, really actually eating healthier, especially since I'm not working out as much and being as active. Like, I can at least do that. So I stopped eating at, like, you know, fast food for the most part.
The junk.
But, you know, I have a struggle just eating other stuff besides that, because that's what my body is like so accustomed to. And you know, things like that. So what would you say are like some good ways to maybe build your appetite back up? Maybe some things to do or some recommended foods?
Okay, that's a really good question.
Yeah, I think we can go from there. Okay,
thank you for asking. That's an amazing question. I even had a period of time where I was doing more, I was so busy that I wasn't eating, and I realized, I was like, okay, this is why you're getting migraines. This is why you have the insomnia. You're not fueling your body with enough plants or just foods in general. All the junk food is actually like messing up our brains more than it is fueling and feeding our brains. So just eating with intention and the awareness of knowing, like, okay, you're eating less than you need to be, or you've lost your appetite. I'd highly recommend, I love oats, so just starting the day with oatmeal is like really filling. It helps me. Starting with that, and fruits, water. I eat a lot of plants, but I highly recommend fries, potatoes, getting more starchy / like bigger fueling and like good foods that are great for you, but at the same time it's like filling you up so you're more full.
Okay, noted.
So I'd highly recommend,
and I like oatmeal
oats,
too.
Peanut butter, nut butters, different milks. You drink smoothies?
Yeah, I love smoothies.
Okay, so I'd recommend adding oats or oat milk to your smoothies, or almond milk, or whatever milk you prefer. Okay. Because that can also fuel your body with the right nutrients. At the same time, it's filling you up. So it's all about filling your cup. So I highly recommend that. If you can, you say you want to start eating healthier, I always tell people, drink your agua, feel free to drink some tea here and there.
Drink a lot more water. That's
yes,
that's key.
The water.
Tea. Oh, you said tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom says that too. That's okay. I need to get on that.
Green tea, peppermint tea, ginger tea.
Okay.
All of it. Nettle leaf tea is amazing if you have allergies. Nettle leaf tea. Elderberry tea. There's so many different kinds, but it's all about the herbs. Like whatever tea you're drinking, it's the herbs within the tea that's gonna stimulate whatever it is that helps your body. And yeah, you know, you want to eat healthier, I'd recommend fruit. Fruit is naturally cleansing. And what it does is we have all these toxins within our body and our gut health. If you're suffering from constipation, if you're suffering from, I want to say, cramps or just a whole bunch of stuff, it's time to check in with your body and say, okay, why is this poop not coming out of me? Right. That's the way we release all of this stuff that we've talking about.
Gotta address it. Yeah.
Literally, that awareness of just like releasing. When we poop, we release so much. So if you're not pooping, you need to A, be drinking more water, B, eating more fruits because they naturally cleanse us, or fruit juices, smoothies, juice, anything that's not like soda or just like something that's like messing up our bodies. Yes, literally. But it's okay, you know, taking steps daily. I just think of like every single day is day one of one. So if I can do one thing that helps me, we mentioned being more athletic or being active. If I can do one thing that helps me stay active, I'm gonna do it that day. If I can do one thing that helps me become full today so I can eat a little more, let me get some fries, let me get this. Or even just like, why am I not hungry? What am I feeling? What makes me, that's the one. That's key. Truly like, okay, why am I not hungry? Like, sit with that thought. Like, okay, what's going on right now? What am I feeling? When I lose my appetite, what's around me when I lose my appetite? What am I doing? What could have caused that when I lost my appetite?
And being active.
Or just like,
and being active, that's another thing that's key. Because I know that some part of my appetite or not having one is that I'm not always active, you know, because you got, and whenever I work out, you know, I'll feel hungry or want to at least get some Jamba Juice or something like. So that's really key, definitely.
So filling foods, I love me a good burger. I had a lentil burger. I'm plant-based, so I'll eat like, but I still like, I think people like, they misconstrue like being plant-based or like vegan. I'm not vegan, but just like, is us only eating lettuce and water. But it's like, nah, I'm gonna eat my fries. But just like foods that fill me up, but at the same time are working hand in hand with my health. You know, just like,
I definitely feel that. How long have you been plant-based?
Oh, great question. It's been a year.
It's
been like a year and a few months. But I think my last time eating, it was dairy that was messing up my skin. It was dairy that was messing up my brain. It was dairy that was messing up my mental health. It was dairy. So I think I was at the lake. Me and Dea were eating burritos. And on my burrito, I had shrimp, but I had sour cream and cheese. And my stomach was killing me, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I just knew this was about to hit. Like, dang. And that's when I decided, like, okay, it would have tasted just as good if I didn't have it. So I tried it for like a week. I cut that out, and then I just started slowly, because I didn't just like cold turkey it. I feel like most people fail in their journeys when they try to just, okay, today is day one and I'm not doing any of this. No, you know, take it easy with yourself. You're still a human being. Take care of yourself. So
and we've
I just started
accustomed to a lot of stuff, you know. It's hard to just, you know, go cold
turkey. Even junk food, like anything. Just being accustomed to a lot of the things we grew up eating. So I had to break those agreements with myself too.
That really goes into a lot of things, and not to get off topic, but like, one thing I just thought of was just like drug addiction off tops, like, and things like that. Like, you know, it takes a lot for people to adjust, and you know, the right like reaction shit is to not, you know, maybe not get mad or just try to just quit it, or you know, things like that. You know, just take your time and, you know, address it. But, you know, with yourself. But definitely, you know, with the appetite, like, you know, or going vegan and whatnot, like, you know, it's hard to, you know, just expect yourself to stop. So, you know what I mean? And, you know, you got to ease your way into stuff.
Very much so.
And I think that will help a lot. I think that was a great point.
Thank you. Thank you. It's all a journey, man. So taking it one day at a time. I'll try to, right now I got my chlorophyll. This is a reused bottle, but I dropped my mint chlorophyll with some key limes that has a little bit of sea moss, and it has black seed oil. That's just gonna keep my pH great internally. Great for the skin, and it's great for removing toxins out of our bodies. Plants contain so many high amounts of chlorophyll. So even if you're eating kale or eating spinach, that has chlorophyll in it, and chlorophyll is just amazing. I'll probably put up a diagram or something. I don't know.
Man,
check out Appealing Healing. Appealing Healing has the tools, but chlorophyll is amazing. It's just
check out
different
Appealing
things.
Healing.
Check it out, man. Check it out. I try to share as much as I can, but I'm also a human being, and like we spoke about, creating content and doing it with no expectations, I had to tell myself, like, okay, you don't have to post a new picture on this platform every single day. They'll see it, they'll look at the old posts, and when you're ready and when it's that stage of your life, you will post, you will do this. And right now, this is a form of doing that. So as long as I'm continuing to just take it easy, pack light.
Take it easier.
Take it easy.
That's so important. Take it easier on yourself, because you know, in our society, you'll get, you know,
instant gratification. I think that's Instagram. We're just so used to just like,
no, really though,
this, that,
and a lot of things
quick.
with technology in general,
man.
and like you might be looked at as lazy if you don't want to just, you know, work a regular job or things like that. But you got to really take it easy on yourself, because you know what I mean. You got to move at your own pace. You know what I mean. What feels right to you.
In your lane.
You know what I mean. If something is too much for you or uncomfortable, you know what I mean. You got to address that, and maybe you can, you know, grow to overcome that, or it's just not a right fit for you. You know what I mean. But you know what I mean. Go at your own pace. Do what feels right. You know. You know, and trust yourself.
I'm glad you said that. Truly, trust yourself. Oh my gosh, that's so true. And there's no traffic in your lane, so stay in your lane. Focus on yourself. It's always you versus you. The more I focus on myself and the more I help myself, I'm in the position to help others. And giving is receiving. So if I'm giving and tending to my garden, I can help plant seeds everywhere else. So
that's
yeah,
real.
truly,
that's
man.
real.
Truly. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. So one last question, or I don't know, wherever the energy leads, but if you could describe your creative process in 3 words, what would it be?
Oh, okay. She asked me this beforehand, so I'm supposed to be ready.
Yeah. And it's no pressure. Literally answer however you see fit.
A lot of things come to mind. Like, I struggle with these type of questions, but you know, but you're not saying just the 3 things, so I should just have, you know, it could just be anything.
Or just anything
okay, I would
that
say,
describes your creative process.
I would say
like,
fun.
Okay.
I would say fun. I would say emotional. And you know, just not in the not in like a sad way, kind of how that word is seen, but like, you know, it's good to show how you're feeling, whether it's just like, you know, being happy or you know, dancing or laughing, whatever it is. I try to just, you know, stay up tempo. Expression, like, exactly. And you know, get those out, you know, kind of show my heart on my sleeve, whether in the music or just, you know, working on it and things like that. And I would say, okay, that's 2 things. Okay, for the 3rd thing, I would have to say, I would say patient. And I'm not really, and I'm gonna just say this, I'm not really a patient person. Like, and that's one thing I'm working on as well. You know, I struggle with that, and just letting things come and kind of trying to, you know, force it at the wrong times, things like that. But I would say in terms of music, like, which is something, you know, I like doing and I'm fairly confident in. You know, I like to have it where how I want it, you know what I mean? And I'm not, you know, I'm not really like rushing to have it a certain way or rushing to release something. You know, I want to do it the way I want to do it. And, you know, that's something, you know, I like about my process.
I love that.
I don't like, I try not to, you know, like let anything else change it, like from what I want to do, like, you know, but still listen to feedback and grow. But, you know, kind of get the message I want across, or, you know, the sound I'm looking for. So I would say patient in that way, like, you know what I mean? I'm not in a rush. It's gonna
patience with your creative process.
And it's gonna the projects or whatever it may be, it's gonna come together and be finished when the time is right. So you know, just focus on the vibe and what you're going for, and what you're trying to get across, and you know, the other stuff will come.
Yes, I love that you said that. Oh yes, thank you so much for your time.
No, no problem.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
your
having
energy.
me.
Truly, you dropped some amazing gems. I'm
Thank you.
excited
Right back
for the
at you.
world to listen to this. Continue to shine your light the way that you do. You're a
Thank
very
you.
unique being on this planet, on the earth, man. So
Thank you. I
continue to
appreciate you. Right back at you.
truly just like do you, and there's no traffic in your lane. Continue to shine that light. The music that you're creating is changing the world, and it's changing you. It's changing everyone. So continue to just like put those positive plants. I keep saying plants because I keep thinking of like, you know, planting seeds, but just like continue to plant those positive seeds. That shit is gonna grow. The intention that you put into it. Truly, just continue to do it, man. Nothing to it but to do it.
Thank you. No, that's really what I'm trying to get across, and you know, spread good energy, and you know, it's okay to be yourself. So that really makes me feel good to hear, and you know, just trying to keep doing it. You know, right back at you. You know, keep spreading positive energy.
Thank you.
You know, you're doing a lot. Like we need more of that, like in our community, like for our health. You know, just thinking positive mindset, things like that. So no, thank you.
Thank you. Man, this is amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all. I hope you love you too. Take care.
Bye.
Adios.